to understand what your problems are. And now I'm going to do the talking, right? So the idea today is you and I are going to go through a form together, answer a lot of questions together. I'm going to present my system, and then you're going to give me access to some accounts on Facebook. So that way I can start to run advertising for you and set my team up. Okay. So what I want to do is basically show you what you're getting with all of this. Okay, so when I share my screen, I can show you this is basically what our roadmap is to $1 million a year in your business. So the thing is when you're advertising, when you're marketing, and when you're getting attention for what you do online and in person, it's not just putting stuff out there and hoping it does well and hoping the next month it does better, right? Or, people will say, let the product speak for itself. What we basically do is have a successful system that we can iterate on. Okay, so the idea is that there are these loops that progressively improve over time. So every time we put in a unit of effort, it compounds into results. And so the way that we can predict this is we can start to get numbers and metrics from the advertising we're doing, and we can continue to tighten those and narrow those and until we get to something specific. So the idea is basically we want to start and understand, do you have a case study? Okay. Do you have specific clients that you've served that have had successful care, and maybe they've left you a testimonial or a review? And based on that, what we can do is we can basically identify your niche, because what I see is a lot of people will go out there in the home care space and they just say, we help seniors. We provide private duty home care in the Houston area. And what that means is that's not really getting anybody's attention. When I got your attention, Noma, I said home care owners that want more clients. And so that perked up your ears, and we can do the same thing. Okay. So based on the conversation we have today, we're going to identify your people, who are the ones that are paying for your service and who's the most willing to pay. And what we do is we basically frame it in the context of a problem. Because what's interesting about the home care space and about caring for seniors or people that need assistance is they're not really trying to get anywhere. Okay,
Yeah.
ironically, they're at home, right? So they're not going anywhere. That's the joke. But they also are just have a problem in their life that they need to solve for. Then that's going to kind of be the crux. Okay, we're not selling them really more things. It's more of less pain. So we'll create additional marketing assets. We'll update your pricing if that's needed. If anything, we're going to charge more. We set up our messaging, and then we basically see if somebody buys, and then we go all the way through the process and we set them up with your care. And based on the results that we get, you can see it comes back to the beginning, and we have more resources to be more effective next time. So are you kind of seeing how this works on the bottom half?
Makes sense.
Okay, great. Because the idea is like, we're just not saying we're a business. We're saying we solve a specific problem for you. And that's going to take me reaching out and talking to people on your behalf to find that. Once we get that, then the idea is we basically create foundational assets, which is, like I mentioned, those small web pages, your advertising, and maybe some ebooks and maybe some webinars that we're going to do together. Because what this does is when we're able to put ourselves online in a big way, this basically means we're able to warm people up, send them a message, get their information, which means the next time they get a message, they're warmer. And so the idea is people keep getting exposed to what we're doing over time until they're ready to book a call with us and ask for more information. And when we get them on the call, we can optimize the message. We can start to measure which of the people will move on to the next stage. And then from here, this is basically what I'm doing is we optimize the process to where, we can do more and more and we can meet the level of demand that you have for leads coming in. So
Mm.
I just want to show you that the idea here is that there are a couple of different things that we're doing. And every time we get somebody interested in your company, in your business, and the home care that you provide, we're collecting more information, which makes us more effective over time. So
Yeah.
what will happen is we'll start to get a few phone calls this week and next week, but a bulk of them are going to be on the third and the fourth week. So does
Mm.
that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Great. So, what we're going to do now is really understand who you are and what you're doing.